Hello, I am Lincoln.
Hey look, I'm playing Pokemon Platinum. Has anyone else made this joke yet?
You know what we're talking about. Echoes of Wisdom, the first ever mainline Zelda game with Zelda as the main character.
You do not need to worry about spoilers for this review because I'm not that far into the game. And so let's begin. The story so far has been decently interesting. If I were to guess, this has as much to do with the Legend of Zelda story as Triforce Heroes, which might be insulting, but I promise it's not. It's just that I don't think it will be that relevant, but again, I'm not that far through the game, I wouldn't know. Throughout the game, you have this new companion known as Tri, who's a fairy-like creature that allows you to duplicate items and also duplicate enemies that you can use to fight other enemies. Kind of like Pokemon. And the premise of the game is to see what you can do with all the stuff. Along with the duplication ability, there's this other ability a lot of people have been comparing to Ultra Hand called Bind. Back when the trailers were releasing, I already knew it didn't control at all like Ultra Hand. Ultra Hand is moving stuff around by like pushing and pulling it. Bind is moving stuff around by moving yourself around because they get connected to you. And you also unlock the inverse of that, Reverse Bond, which I'm certain is a typo and it's meant to be Reverse Bind, but whatever. The final ability Zelda has is Sword Fighter form, which she uses by using the sword she obtains after defeating Dark Echo Link, and it allows her to attack enemies with a sword, kind of like a normal Zelda game. In the dungeons, which are the most dungeon-feeling dungeons since A Link to the Past, back in 2014, are all pretty good. Because of the structure of the game, you don't obtain items while you're in dungeons, but you obtain special items that only Sword Fighter form can use, which I feel like is a fair trade-off. It really forces you to get creative at some parts, which I do not mind at all. It feels like that's the new direction the series has been going since Tears of the Kingdom, and I do not mind it.
Now, something I've been curious about ever since the game was revealed is what would this Link's hero name be? Now, the first thing your mind would go to is Hero of Wisdom, but when you really think about it, he had no idea how strong that crystal was. He could have just killed her instantly.
One of my biggest problems with the game is the fact that every single time you talk to someone, Zelda just feels completely free with just telling people about her identity when she's meant to be hiding her identity. Like, do these people not know their princess? My name's Zelda. And she pulls off her hood, and then, like, nobody thinks twice. It feels like the only place where Zelda actually gets recognized is in Hyrule Castle Town at the start of the game.
Now, typically when you get 2 dungeons into a Zelda game, there's typically like quite a bit you can talk about. But as of right now, I feel like I've basically explained literally everything there is to this game. So I guess it's time to give it my official rating of 7 out of 10. But that might bump up to an 8 as I progress through the game. It's really fun so far. I like the bosses. The dungeons are great. The different abilities Zelda have are great. The characters are really good. So far, I don't really see anything I dislike about it. See you next time.